With us to unpack this situation and what it means for the party is Mr. Yianni Macris. He is a political consultant with the Daisy Consulting Group. Mr. Macris, welcome to Forum Daily.
Thank you, Nima. Thank you for having me.
So take us back to what led to this vote to remove Erin O'Toole in the first place.
Well, first and foremost, I think there were a multitude of different factors that resulted in the removal of Mr. O'Toole. Whether it was flip-flopping on issues like you had said, or the inability to take a specific side with respect to COVID-19 measures, or even his desire to move the party in a more progressive or moderate direction, I don't really think it's accurate to conclude that there is one specific issue that resulted in the removal of Mr. O'Toole.
So was the result of this secret ballot vote expected for you?
I mean, personally, I didn't expect it. I mean, politics is full of surprises. I mean, the final vote was 73 to 45, and I think that says a lot, especially when only 35 MPs signed a letter to caucus looking for his removal. And I think that what was most surprising was that 73 actually voted to remove him.
All right. Well, we mentioned Mr. O'Toole was aiming to move the party in a more moderate direction, which some MPs disagreed with. So what are these main divisions within the Conservative Party currently?
Of course. I mean, there's always been tension within the Conservative Party since the departure from Stephen Harper and arguably since the formation of the party in 2003. The divisions between the social conservative wing and the more progressive red Tory wing have been amplified in the media, especially in recent times. And that's obviously no secret. But I mean, look, this is what happens when you have a Big Tent party, especially one that focuses on grassroots and enables party members to have a say in the direction of their party. But I mean, at the end of the day, not everybody's going to agree, and that's just politics.
And Mr. O'Toole isn't the first Conservative Party leader to have left this post. We know in December 2019, Andrew Scheer resigned, and now O'Toole has been ousted in 18 months. So what does this say about the current state of the Conservative Party?
Well, I mean, I think the consensus right now among the general public is probably that the party is in crisis. I certainly don't think that's the case. Rather, I think it's an opportunity for the party to come together with diverse ideas. But again, the perception of disorganization and internal disagreement is certainly discouraging for people outside of the political bubble. And I think that's what politicians and staffers tend to forget is that how's the general public going to perceive, infighting within the Conservative Party?
All right, Mr. Macris, just about 2 minutes left here, but are there any immediate impacts to be had from Erin O'Toole being voted out as leader?
Oh, for sure. Like I said, right now the party looks fragmented. What we're going to see now is kind of a scramble to find an interim leader, which will happen tonight at 7 p.m. And that'll be selected by caucus with an eventual leadership contest. And that leader is going to have to resell the Conservative brand, that it's united, and that and ultimately lead the party to the next leadership election.
All right, Mr. Macris. Well, walk us through the process to select a new official leader of the Conservative Party and how it will likely pan out.
So, I mean, first things first, caucus has to elect a new interim leader who, according to the party's constitution, cannot be nor become a candidate in the leadership selection process. Afterwards, the leadership election organizing committee will begin planning a leadership election, giving an election date and a campaign period. But I mean, it's too early to say when this will happen, as it does take a lot of planning to be able to facilitate a leadership race.
Okay, well, just a minute left here, but MPs, as you mentioned, will now need to choose this party's interim leader. Who are some likely options right now?
Look, obviously, the first person that comes to mind is Pierre Poilievre. It's no secret. I mean, he's been the most popular Conservative politician for quite some time now. Few other possible contenders are Leslyn Lewis, who have always had the support of the social conservative wing of the party. But, Nima, I also think that there will be calls from former Premier of Saskatchewan, Brad Wall, former interim leader Rona Ambrose, and former PC leader Peter MacKay, who in fact was a 2020 leadership contender, to put their names forward. But either way, I think that we'll be seeing some familiar names and faces in the next Conservative leadership race.
Mr. Yianni Macris, a lot to keep our eyes out for as this situation develops, but thank you so much for joining us today on Forum Daily.
Thank you for having me.